All right, guys, welcome to the video. We've got a lot to talk about. In fact, this is a little bit shocking. I did not see this topic actually coming up, but it is the internet, so things tend to surprise me. Hello and welcome to the video. Welcome, returning subscribers. Today we're talking about the Male Viera. If you guys haven't seen, we posted a summary video on Work to Game covering FanFest, the keynote, Endwalker, what's all coming, and I have never been more happy to be wrong than the fact that Male Viera is coming into the game, and later they said at some point, undisclosed date, that female Hrothgar, the counterpart on that race, will be introduced to Final Fantasy XIV. I'm so happy that I was wrong because I think there was a lot of people who really wanted this, and I just didn't see it happening, and Yoshi P and them, they really surprised us. It takes a lot of work, like from just a amount of work, art assets, and more. I think Viera and the Male, at least what they showed off, seems very well connected into what we have. So hopefully it wasn't all that much work at the end of the day, but it is what it is. However, this is the internet. People, unfortunately can't ever have a good win, right? People are upset that Male Viera is introduced for a variety of reasons. I'm going to summarize those and we're going to talk about them and give my opinion about them. That's the core of this video. But these are just my thoughts. As always, would love to know yours. Any and all are welcome. If I'm missing the forest of the trees, if there's something I'm not, or I don't consider, or I don't share in this video, let me know, because I'd like to make sure that this is a real good dialogue for anybody who's checking it out. Guys, also, if you're new to the channel and this is the first time you're seeing a Final Fantasy video from me, you should totally check out the game. At the end of the day, Final Fantasy XIV is a great time. There's going to be lots of discussion, lots of conversations we can have over the course of the next couple of weeks based off the information this weekend alone to break down. So get ready, buckle up, and let's have some fun. The first argument, and you can see the tweet here. Let's go ahead and cut to it. The first argument that I've seen made, and I don't understand it, is that World of Warcraft is to blame for Final Fantasy getting Male Viera. And Jim's reaction, I think, is my reaction. Like, what? We serious? And at the core of it, I think that it's... I can't focus on the logic. I'm switching cameras there. There we go. Boom. We're back. I'm having a hard time focusing on and following the logic. I would not connect World of Warcraft to Male Viera. I would not connect World of Warcraft players to Viera, with the exception of a Final Fantasy player, not necessarily a 14 player, but a Final Fantasy fan, plays World of Warcraft, coming to this game or returning to this game, and would like to play that race. Viera is a very popular race in the world of Final Fantasy. However, typically what I would kind of equate to the WoW 14 Divine, I usually equate to Asmongold. There's other content creators out there, but Asmongold is the most recognizable. Makes sense to kind of bring him up for reference. Labeling 14 players as weebs, I wear that with pride. I love 14, I love Final Fantasy. You can call me weeb all you want. Do not care. I'm an adult. It does not hurt my feelings. But yeah, I see that. I wouldn't equate, I would say orcs. I would say something along those lines is what you would see. Something, if Yoshi P said, we're no more new races, but we're going to introduce the orcs because we get a lot of WoW players and they want it, then I could see that making a case. But that World of Warcraft players coming into this game have demanded that we get Male Viera. The only way that I can kind of somewhat connect their critique or that argument is when you look at Zappala, when you look at WoW refugees who've come in and made a splash within the 14 community, excited that the Male Viera are coming, then I could see how they can make that kind of connection. But overall, WoW players, WoW refugees have not necessarily influenced Yoshi P in introducing a race that doesn't necessarily kind of connect with or continues to appear that stereotype of weeb within the 14 universe. So, no, I just can't see it. I can't get there. You can let me know if I'm misaligned. Secondly, the argument that Male Viera has cost us something. We lost something because Yoshi P went in and they worked on this as opposed to something else. That's legitimate. They only have so many time, money, resources. All of that is project management. They can only work on, so many things at a time. They do have multiple teams working on different areas. So when you see something like, like the UI being updated, it doesn't mean we lose a piece of battle content. They have a team for battle content and they have to train those resources up. And when it comes down to art assets, yeah, that's something that they said they were working overtime, very hard to deliver. But yeah, that's legitimate. You could, on a positive side, think how, there's nothing you're going to go do. They're not going to just sit here and say, oh, people are angry about this, let's just go ahead and delete it. It is what it is. That's how the world is in this case. So rather than focusing on what we don't get or don't have, Let's focus on what we did get. We got Reaper, we got Sage, we got these new zones. Some of them look great. Some of them, I'm just kind of waiting to see what they look like finished. I'm hopeful that it all comes together. I think it will, but like everybody's got a particular taste and opinion on things, and that's what it is, just an opinion. The other thought is that Yoshi P was bullied into bringing out Male Viera because the community was very vocal, very upset about this. I don't think Yoshi P's bullied in anything. He's an adult. He's a producer. He's over this. He's got the voice of the CEO. It just is kind of a numbers game. Hey, do we want to do this? The community seems to want it. Yes, it's not active content. Yes, it's not another raid. But Endwalker, there isn't anything that this expansion and the previous expansions haven't done. And that's where we see a lot of the drama and the divide is the veterans like myself versus like the sprouts, all the new people coming to check out the game who have tons of things to do. And the veterans are like, yeah, like, well, I'm looking for more things. Neither party is wrong. Like, you can find fun in this game, or you can follow the direction of Yoshi P himself and say, take a break. Now, old school vets like myself love to live in the worlds, and I'm personally looking forward to and hoping for something to come in the next 6 months in terms of updates to kind of help keep that thing alive and going. Otherwise, like there's not a lot for me to do to work on between now and Endwalker having everything leveled, having played this game for almost 5,000 hours. That's on me. That's on Brian. That's not on Yoshi P. I'm going to keep providing my feedback. I'm going to keep telling them what I would love to see. I think generally veterans look at the amount of dungeons that we have in this game and would love something more. And so when you see it's like a race, yeah, I don't see, it's not an immediate connection to the thing that we were wanting and looking for, but the race offers so much content to role players. The race offers so many things that we didn't expect to get. I think it's that extra mile, because there's going to be people who are happy about this, and the fact that they went on to tell us about female Hrothgar is an important step. Now, that could easily come with 7.0 for the females. Like, we have no say. Did it cost us Eggy Glamours? Well, maybe, but also we could be getting summoner changes. At the end of the day, like, I'm gonna choose to focus in on what's positive, what they did right, how they knocked this stuff out of the park, what's exciting about these updates. And I hopefully would invite you to do the same. Like, you can sit here and focus on what we didn't get, and you can sit here and focus on just the release date being November. But, there's a lot of stuff to do together. There's a lot of stuff to do in the game. But that's how I'm going to put it. That's just what I wanted to sit down and say and talk about. And kind of like Jim, like, I don't think WoW had an impact on this game. And even if it did, it would be a positive one. More people playing it allows them to bring out what I think is the biggest update, the biggest mic drop, is that Oceanic server coming online. I think that's them going for WoW. I think that's them really stepping up to compete with WoW and these other games, especially considering the drama roller coaster that is World of Warcraft. And if you love WoW, that's great. I'm not your guy. I'm not your WoW guy. That's going to be Chris. You can check him out on Gaming Kinda, or when we collab on Work to Game. Like, that's just going to be where I'm at. And I think, if nothing else, we're going to have an incredible, incredible year. If you're like me, I'm looking forward and enjoying PSO2 right now. I'm looking forward to doing some more Blue Mage. I'm looking forward and trying to find the fun with my friends. And if you have a group, that's really critical. If you're playing this game solo and you're a vet and you put in thousands and thousands of hours and you're just like, what should I do? If you can't find a group to play with, obviously I think that's a good time to take a break. But if you can, get connected, use the tools, use the Reddits, use the Discords, use those tools to get connected and find people. And I guarantee you're going to find and make some fun with this game. Guys, there's a lot more to cover here on the channel, a lot more videos to film, a lot more grinding to do. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you are having a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. But until then, take care. This video is sponsored by me, Ginger Prime. Hopefully you'll check out my podcast channel, Ginger Gaming Radio, which we have lots of guests, lots of great conversations, and even more highlights. Links are in the description below. Let me know what you think. Thanks.